Yo, what's going on YouTube? Just coming out here with the second part of that Maryland game plan I put out for you guys a few days ago. So yeah, just to recap where we're at, I covered a lot of pistol bunch, which in my view, again, it really combines a lot of those key meta concepts we talk about, whether it's stem down corners or cover three bombs or kind of play we see a lot in like UCLA bunch, clear out FLN, so stuff like that. Kind of combines it all into one place. So yeah, just to recap, if you guys don't see the breakdown of these plays, but we have, sorted to cover three bombs, a really good run play versus Texas stunts and stuff, good man beaters, good bombs, as well as stem corners. We have verticals, so a lot of great stuff. If you guys didn't see that, please go check out the previous video I put. But for those of you that already seen it, we're kind of going to jump into some supplemental formations I like to bring out, and some other gadget plays. So the other main formation I like to call is normal Y off close. You guys probably seen this a lot, but again, so let me just kind of walk you through how I run it. So my audibles are going to be Y sail, inside zone, PA snag, and then mesh spot. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with these. So we'll start with PA snag. This is going to be a zone beater I really like. Let me just go call, I don't know, like cover three or something. So what you want to do here is you're going to want the I guess the two receiver side on the short side of the field every time you call this, okay? And this is going to be for Y sail, but this way you don't have any tells, okay? Because if you have a tell, then, it can help. Or it can hurt, give away your play. So the first thing we're going to do, let me recall that play. So this is what the play looks like. We're going to block our running back and base protect, just to get rid of the weird play action slide. I will say, if you watch when I snap this ball here, you see you kind of get like the camera zoom for play action, which will actually help you block the Texas four-man. Just a quick tip. So here's the route combo. Again, block the running back, base protect. We're going to streak triangle like that. And then from right here, I drag the tight end. This is your four-man concept. If you feel comfortable blocking and you want to send out a running back, I really like a table route here. And then I'll kind of walk through. The table route will pull out a flat to allow the hitch to be open. We'll kind of walk through these reads here. So your first read is going to be your tight end. Then kind of it's going to be a high-low between this post and the hitch. Or like this weird hitch. So let me go back and instant replay. Again, zone beater here. But what's really great is a lot of people, again, use their vertical hooks. Right? It's just very common. People use these linebackers in the middle of the field, right? So right here, you kind of make the user initially pick between this drag, which still, again, drags are really hard to guard this year unless they do hard flats, which we have an answer to that when they do hard flats in a second in this formation. But hard to guard. Then you have to guard this hitch, which gets to a really soft spot, almost right over the ball in the middle of the field. And you can't really have flat help because this running back is pushing out the flat. Even if you have the running back blocked, he's still open. So then you force the user to switch between this curl here and this post right up the middle of the field that gets under your thirds. So you just kind of pass lead down and possession catch. And as you can see, there's nobody there to run it. So real quick, again, streak the triangle player, drag the tight end, flat the running back, and then base, protect, or do whatever blocking protection you want to do. First read's going to be this running back. We see the guy stays down on circle, which means we hit the post, pass let down, possession catch. Great play, great power play. The next play we're going to call in here is going to be Y sail, and this is kind of what I meant when I said if people start hard flatting you. So right here, this is what the play looks like. We're going to put triangle and just an in route, and then we're going to stem this tight end corner out down twice. So it should look like this. Okay. Now, you have two choices. You can leave the running back on a flat, or you can block him. Really up to you. I'm just going to block him for a little time here, and what we're going to look for here is if we step up, we see this tight end gets to a really soft spot in the coverage right there, right over those flats. And if that flat kind of follows him up, so let me call Y sail again, to stem down, in route, just going to block. We have this kind of flood concept where triangle's open here, and then square is trailing, so you have really good timing between these routes. If you watch, these two in routes aren't on top of each other, so you can't really just easily get baited, right? Right, you see this corner routes here, but this in route's over the middle of the field. And this guy's just now breaking into where he get behind where the user would be. So it puts a lot of stress on the user in the middle of the field. And then worst case, you have this tight end corner. I will say, if you think this is a little baited, sometimes I just like to stem this corner out on once. It's really up to you. Kind of like what zones you're comfortable, what reads you're comfortable passing. If you stem it all the way down, it does get open faster. But you can see here he gets up a little more. And you just got that dot to a corner out right there. So that's going to be Y sail. Inside zone here, obviously, honestly, this is a pretty good inside zone. It's nothing special, it's just inside zone, but it's a pretty good run to have there. As well as our last play is going to be our man beater out of this formation. I really don't love the other plays against man. I mean, PA snag's okay. The post kind of wins. The tight end drag will win, and the curl wins. But it's just not a play I'm going to call a lot versus man. But mesh spot I will. So let me call mid blitz just for the hell of it. So right here, here's how I'd set the play up. Most of this you could really come out if you really wanted to, and like people are trying to like user, you know, like the safety on the running back, and you just want to fuck with them and quick snap the ball. You can come out, quick snap it, and then if they don't use their running back, throw the running back, or if they, you know, if they use the running back, then hit a drag. Like you just come out here and we just like, whoops, right? Obviously the guys route switch because it's practice mode, but all these routes beat man. Let's assume you want to set up pass protection. Okay, this you can quick snap. Let's assume you want to set up pass protection. Block the running back. It's kind of how I like to start my pass pro. Now all these routes beat man, but our streak on the outside here. I mean, technically I guess a streak can kind of get to the top, but we don't love it. So what I would do is you have two choices. You can put them on a post route. I love this. This can you know, open up one play touchdown opportunity for you, make them respect over the top. Love that. You could also do a curl. I talked about this in a video how great curls are against man. Or you could do a comeback. I don't love comebacks on the short side of the field because if we watch how this one runs real quick, you're kind of going to see like, yeah, he gets open, but it's just near the sideline. You can run it if you want to, or if the ball's like in the middle of the field, that'd be a good combo. I would probably just stick with a curl or a post, whatever you're feeling comfortable with. Now, so we think about what these routes beat. We know drags beat man coverage, right? One of them's going to get open. Even if he's not really open, you can possession catch this normally for a few yards. So let me just, you know, we hit a drag. Oh, the tight end's open, you know. Well, now we can't throw an open drag, but you get the point. Drags beat man coverage. But what else I think is really cool about this concept is you force people to guard a drag route. And then again, kind of like in PA snag and zone where we made the user choose between a curl and a post, we're going to do it, make them choose again, right? Because we watch right here, if they don't guard the post, I can just throw this curl down, and assuming I don't get a red accuracy. What is wrong with my quarterback right now? You just throw it like when he breaks, right? And it works like any other curl this year. Like again, like I put out in a separate video, but I mean you guys will see right here. It like rarely ever gets dropped. The catch and traffic in this game is ridiculous. You just, I mean, he's not dropping it, so it's almost impossible to guard. And it's not a normal curl route; it's like an over-the-ball curl, so it looks, you know, kind of weird. And then if let's say the user's like, oh, I'm gonna break down on this, well then we just lop this post. Obviously, again, it's double team, so please don't throw in a double coverage. But yeah, you can make him choose that. Or if let's say he's route committing right here, be Hayward Bay inside, your post isn't winning, put him on a curl route, and now we can pick between our drags or curl route again. And you can really just curl route and drag them all the way up the field as a backup again. I still love this with pistol bunch. I use this as a secondary formation, but it's got some really great plays in it. After that, I will say there's some other, I mean, some people like escape and red zone scissors. Those plays are both decent. I just don't call them, so I'm not going to give you the setup because it'd be some pretty basic stuff. Please feel free to look into those if you want to. The other formation we're going to run is trips, tight end, and bunch offset. So let's start with trips, tight end. Our audibles here are going to be QB strong power, motion, RPO, read flat. These are our red zone plays. I'll get to those in a second. Verticals, and then speed option. So we're going to set these audibles here, and then I'm going to set the bunch offset audibles because trips is really only red zone for me. If you want to see other trips tight end setups, if you go check out a video I have about the Houston ebook, a lot of these trips tight end setups are applicable to a ton of playbooks. Great knowledge there, but I don't pass out of trips very often, I'm going to be honest, other than maybe a quick verticals call versus zone coverage. But bunch offset, here are our plays. Dig return, inside zone, so we have a run, verts, halfback under, and smash return. Really the two plays I look to call out of here are dig return and smash return. Both of these plays beat man or zone, so we're going to call a random double mug play here. So, if you see man coverage, which I think this is, it looks like man. All you're going to do is post your solo side receiver. And then, if you watch, right, your tight end gets wide open on dig return here. And then if the tight end's not open, we still have an in route, a zig route, and a post that beat man coverage, right? And the reason the tight end gets so open here is this is zone coverage, I can't tell you. But the guy that's manned up on the tight end is normally the opposite side safety or just the safety that's like 8 yards back. So the safety just cannot get out there. So again, we can just quick snap the hell out of this. But again, if let's say that they're putting a zone out there, we still have a dig, a post, and an in route that all beat man coverage. So this is a great man beater. This is cover 3 here. Let me show you versus man or versus zone. Never mind, it was man. I'm a dumbass. Can I stop calling man? Again, that in route beats it. Can we get a zone call, please, AI? These look like zone, but whatever. Okay, this is zone, right? When we see the zig, because of the tight end flat, it really gets to a soft spot where the flat will pull out defensive flats, and then you kind of just get to make your pick between, the zig or the in route, whoever the user doesn't guard. So it's a great play here. I will tell you this is definitely more of a man beater. Against zone coverage, Obviously, we have verticals. I mean, it's a decent little play. You know, hit a read, gets to his soft spots. I mean, I think we know how to run vertical. It's a very common play. It's a good zone beater. You know, if you don't want to hit that, this crosser gets to a good spot. Verts is a real big power play. People kind of underestimate it because it's so basic, but it's a really good play. But what we're here for is smash return. So in smash return, what are we going to do? We're going to, here's a base play. Block the running back and base protect, just to, get rid of those weird half slides. Streak the solo side. And then right here, all we're going to do is drag the tight end, cross to the point man. And so what this will do for us is you get a hot read drag, right, where a user's kind of going to, maybe use the drag to break up to the post. But it then opens up the smash route, which really gets to, as you can see here, a really soft spot of the coverage. Because a lot of people are going to see a flood concept, right, coming to the left side of the field, like this, right, because you have a high-low read on the left between your drag and your crosser, so they have to guard one of them normally. And then if they do that, well, this zig, or this return, is just wide open. This play also beats man coverage. I mean, if you think about it, it's not the greatest man beater in the world, but crossers beat man, drags beat man, and return routes beat man. So in case you, misread the coverage, like right there, you see this tight end is just wide open. So that's really the plays I run out of gun bunch. Again, so you have about 3 plays in normal Y off close and 3 in gun bunch as complementary plays to pistol bunch, which I really love pistol bunch. Now, for red zone plays, I told you we cover these. So in trips tight end, we're going to cover what you do first if your opponent is running man coverage. If your opponent is running man inside the 5, maybe inside the 10, but really around the 5-yard line. Let's put the ball let's say you're not on a hash mark, because sometimes it's hard to be on a hash mark. And you run strong power, right, which is this QB strong power. You see how everyone aligns to the left, so you can kind of just snap it and just run straight outside for a touchdown. It's really easy, really consistent. Versus man, I think it's a touchdown every single time, assuming you have a relatively fast quarterback. I mean, if you try to run this with Tom Brady or something, I'm sure it wouldn't work, but get yourself a fast quarterback, whether it's whatever mode you're playing. Use a quarterback with some speed. Against zone coverage, this also gets open. I will tell you it's a little more difficult, but I'll show you guys that in a second. But the other play we run versus man coverage, motion RPO read flat. This is very similar to read Y flat out of Y off trips you see a lot, but let's watch what happens here. The guy motions, his player follows, kind of gets bumped, and you kind of just outrun to the sideline because you have full speed at the snap of the ball. You may say, well, this is Deion Sanders. He's got 90 speed, but all my DBs also have 90 speed, so they're all the same speed. So against equal speed players, let's see what happens. The guy follows, he kind of stops. We just throw it out. Even if he tackles me right there, I'm still getting 2 yards, right? So, if you're at the 2-yard line or whatever, let's say I suck at running the ball, and I'm right here. I mean, I'm still getting a few yards every time. So, run this versus man. I will tell you this read flat is not great versus cover 2 hard flat, just because there's nobody out on the right side to block a hard flat, right? I mean, if you think about it, there's just nobody to guard. Versus man, it's elite. You can see, we're getting 4 or 5 yards a pop. Now, our other play, this will work. Let me start calling this versus zone coverage, because versus man, do not ever call speed option versus man. Not that it's not good, but QB power is so much better. There's not a point to call another play. And all these we want to be running to the wide side. So let me call cover 2. So you see here, there's a few more people on this side of the field, but we can still kind of, there's a hole. I just got to run in the hole. You kind of got to read the hole. You can't just run to the right versus zone coverage and score every time. But I'll say it definitely still works. We get up here, get a block or 2. I'm just have the worst stick in the world right now. Let me do it one more time where I follow the blockers. Okay, well, I'm not following the block. But you see, it's a little tougher versus zone. So this is where our speed option and that a few pass play out of trips I'll cover in a second is really, really good for you. So right now we see our defensive end's the pitch key. We're running out. And you just kind of make a speed option call. I will say right there I'm supposed to keep the ball. Right, because I know this guy's... I mean, I'm just the worst speed option player in the world. We know he's going out, so we kind of cut up. You get a few yards. Again, it's really meant 2-3 yard plays, short plays. Actually, I just passed the ball. But, yeah, so speed option and QB power versus zone. I will say QB power normally works. I think Jaden Daniels is just tired. I think that's part of it. But you see right here, we're still getting a few yards. Also, again, your inside zones are good. Your pistol bunch runs are good. But, yeah. For our pass play here, if you see zone coverage, this is the one play where we want our trips players on the wide side of the field. Normally we want to run to the wide side of the field. Here we want the trips players on the wide side of the field. Call whatever passing play you want. I just call it out of verticals. Block the running back, base protect. cross to the tight end, or slant circle, flat the slot player, and in route the outside player. You guys have seen this route combo from me in a few other videos, but just want to rehash it. Against zone, your in route is normally wide open. Against man, your crosser, your slant are wide open. Right? If we see zone right here, the guys kind of vacate. Or, I've never seen somebody not. Oh, it's because it's matched zone. Well, if it's zone coverage, let me reiterate what I said. Against 95% of players who do not run match cover 2, square is wide open. If you're playing something weird, just read the slot defender. You either hit square or right here we hit triangle. Right? You just kind of hit whoever's not guarded. I don't know why I didn't catch that. Gotta love practice mode. But that's really what we look to do. It's going to be that play where your in route's wide open. I've put out a bunch of other videos on it, but yeah, so that's where we're at. QB power versus zone also, you can run this to the short side. I think the blocking sometimes be a little better, but I normally try to run to the wide side just for field space. Versus man, always run to the wide side. You can just run straight right and you'll score. You outrun their whole team. But you can see here, it's kind of a little easier just to follow your blocks. But yeah, just run whatever's comfortable for you. Hope you guys really enjoyed this like kind of complimentary part to the Maryland game plan. Like I said, I really think it combines a lot of meta concepts and off meta formations. Or, I mean, normal Y off close and trips are kind of meta formations, but a lot of this year, as you know, bunch strong is really the big one, or bunch tight end. So we're getting out of those, just giving people different looks they're maybe not familiar with, and being able to attack them from there. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed. I'll be putting out some gameplay with this soon. Went 9-1 with my gauntlet. I lagged out of a game, so that kind of ended it short. So I wasn't able to get my 10th win this week, but loved it. First time really running the playbook and online, and went 9-1. So I think that's pretty good. So hope you guys really enjoyed this.